Welcome to Abnormal Truth, everybody. Thanks for clicking in. Doing a top 5 Mandela effects video today. And these are just 5 of my favorite Mandela effects for one reason or another. They're just my favorite. And so I thought I'd make a short little top 5 video for the Mandela effects that I like. And so that's why we have the cha-cha music going. We're just having a little fun here. So what's going on with number 5 here? It is Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers, this one is shared by a lot of people because his theme song has changed, and we'll play that in a minute, but this is a pretty major one because so many people have it, and it is definitely changed for me, so that's why it's on the list.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor.
And so whatever episode you go look up and listen to the theme song, always says it's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. It used to be a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and it used to include everybody else's neighborhood, but as you can see here, Mr. Rogers doesn't care about your neighborhood. I believe he did that on his last day of shooting and did that in front of kids. So that's just what I read. Don't know if it's true. Number 4. Who's coming in on number 4? What do we got? Interview with a Vampire. I almost refuse to say Interview with the Vampire. Just hate it. Not a whole lot to say about this one, but I will say it was my first Mandela effect, and I noticed it before I even heard about the Mandela effect. So I've known about this one for a while, and I remember thinking, what's going on there? Because I know it's Interview with a Vampire. And without knowing about the Mandela effect or anything, you just, you just kind of mull over it a little and go on because it's like, okay, I just don't know what to do about it, can't figure it out. So Interview with the Vampire is how it is nowadays for some unknown reason. Number 3. Who we got on number 3? Mr. Gene Wilder. I'm a big Gene Wilder fan, so that's probably why he's on here. This is a positive Mandela effect for me because I heard on the radio he had died, but he's still alive, thank goodness, so that's very cool. Used to watch a lot of Young Frankenstein when I was a kid. I've probably seen that movie 50 times at least. There's no telling. I still have a copy of it. So, really a big Gene Wilder fan. I loved all his movies with Richard Pryor, and I was a little wrecked when I heard that he had passed on. And so, yeah, actually a good outcome. I like it when that happens. So Mr. Gene Wilder is on the list, and that's why. Number 2. Oh no, it's C-3PO. Alright, so C-3PO's got this silver leg now, and I made a video about it, and I've just constantly getting the comments about how he's never had a silver leg, and I'm like, I know. And so this is probably one of my favorite ones. It can make you upset when a Mandela effect happens to something that you're a fan of, and it's a little mind-blowing, but me and all my buddies on my comments will tell you that there's no way we didn't see the silver leg for 20 or 30 years. I just don't buy it. And now you see the silver leg on him everywhere and in the toys and everything else, but even my old toy didn't have it, so I don't know. Anyway, that is one of my favorite Mandela effects, and it always reminds me that it's there. And so, yeah, that's why C-3PO's on here, and he is one of my favorite Mandela effects. Number one, the Berenstain Bears. Now I know what a shock, right? But this is the Mandela effect right here. This is the quintessential Mandela effect. It affects so many people that it is the best one. A lot of people I've heard say it should be called the Berenstain effect. And so, or Berenstein effect. I guess I don't know which one would be correct if you're going to name it. But anyway, guys, this one always reminds me that it's not the Mandela effect is not entirely just false memories. And you can tell because people say, "Hey, I've never heard of a Berenstain Bear. What is that?" Berenstain is so different than Berenstein that people freak out and just go, I know it was Berenstain. What's going on? You know, and there's hundreds of videos about that on YouTube about people just freaking out and getting mad because evidently, you know, reality changed on them. And this one is just shared by so many people. It is the strongest Mandela effect I can really think of. And so Berenstain Bears comes in at number one just because it deserves it. And it'll be always be one of my favorites because it's just so strong in many ways. And I just don't believe that, you know, Berenstain is just sounds so wrong. Just like Interview with the Vampire, but twice as much somehow. It's because Berenstain is wrong. And your brain just goes, no, I don't know what that is. It's supposed to be Steen. And so that's why this one, although being a little sophomoric or repetitive and obvious, still the Berenstain Bears is the number one Mandela effect.